Welcome back to the Underworld Show! Yeah! Woo! Oh yeah, that's great!
We'd like to welcome our guest Romeo, who is back from the dead, just to come answer some questions.
Woo! Yeah! Romeo!
Nice to see you again, Romeo.
It's good to be here.
Okay, we're going to ask you some questions about Verona and your lovely wife Juliet, who couldn't be here today, but that's okay.
Yes, she was dealing something with Lady Capulet.
Oh, I see. Okay, so we're going to have some questions, and then midway through we'll have the audience ask you some questions.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, so how is your relationship with Juliet?
It was love at first sight. I knew we would be together, inseparable, from that point on. We were internally bound, and as you can see, we would die for each other.
Alright, that was intense.
Our love was.
I could tell. Do you think that killing yourselves would solve the family feud?
Juliet and I were young and in love. We were willing to do anything to be together. Anything in our power to end the feud and to allow us to be married and live peacefully.
So all you guys were asking was for a stress-free relationship?
Yes, the factors of the public knowing, our families disapproving, it was hard to say the least.
How did the ongoing feud between the Montagues and the Capulets arise?
The fighting arose with our ancestors when they got into a fight in a cavern over a piece of land.
So that was a quite pointless fight.
Honestly, the fact that it's transcended so many generations surprises even me.
Over something so simple. So what is your opinion on the whole family feud?
I believe the fighting was quite pointless, and all the arguments and duels were cockamamie and only hurting the splitting up upon the town. The feud would not allow Juliet to pursue our romance, our marriage, for the public found out because the families despised each other.
So you were just trying to figure out like a way to keep the relationship
Without the parents knowing, or at least to somehow gain their approval. These were hard times.
I see. Okay, so we're going to have one more question, and then we'll have the audience come and ask you questions, and we'll have various viewers sit here and ask you a question. So my last question for you is, how did the feud affect you and Juliet's relationship?
The feuds caused Juliet and I to hide our relationship, which shamed me that I would hide my love for Juliet. It also caused so much stress on the relationship. Stress from the feud may have caused the insane reactions that made us fake our deaths.
So it was just extreme, like insane reaction that was like, had to be done so quickly.
We were young, reckless.
We will now have a member of the audience come up and ask a question.
Enrique, what is your question?
How did you feel when everyone wanted to make you show before you could tell me about Juliet?
I was disappointed because I lost my best friend, who did not even get to know of my marriage. Yet I was so in love with Juliet. I knew I needed to be with her, to protect her. And Mercutio, knowing about my relationship, would have ruined it. As much as it hurts me to say.
Thank you, Enrique. We will have another guest viewer. Our next guest is someone who calls him or herself 2 Chains,
2 Chains!
but is only wearing one
Do you
chain.
think that if Tybalt was still alive, that you and Juliet would still be together?
I would have tried my hardest to be with Juliet, but Tybalt would have made things almost impossible. As hard as we would have tried, in the end, I don't think it would have worked out. But I'm glad that we get to spend our afterlives together. Bye, 2 Chainz.
Okay, bye, 2 Chainz. Our next guest viewer is quite young, but she has a honest question for Romeo. Her name is Sally. Welcome, Sally.
I'm Sam.
What is your question for? What is your question for Romeo?
Did you play violence but you don't enjoy its death?
Good question. I've had a lot of thought about this. At first, yes, I did think he was the reason that the message failed and failed to send. Now I know that it was all of our faults, based on irrational decisions and all of our parts. Father Lawrence was only trying to help. I blame myself for loving too fast of Juliet.
Thank you, Sally, for your question.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, we'd like to welcome Clint to the show for our last question.
What first thing went through your head when Juliet did not wake up?
It's difficult for me to relive these memories. That's where my first thought that all I cared for was gone. I loved her. She was my life. And she was something I would give it all up for. My thoughts became quick, irrational, miraculous, and stupid. But at that point, all that was running through my head was my life had to end. I had to be with Juliet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clint.
Bye, friend. Cool beer.
Swamp people.
Hey, I have one last question for you, Romeo. This is about your life now in the dead. How do you enjoy being dead? And would you rather have lived?
Honestly, being dead is interesting. I'm able to be with my Juliet. We were both together. Strain on our relationship is relieved, and we've had time to spend with each other, getting to know one another. I honestly probably wouldn't want to live because I was banished from town. There was no way we've been able to truly know one another. It's... I'm sorry. It's hard. Together at last here. No one stopping our relationship. It's peaceful.
Thank you. We appreciate having you, Romeo.
Yeah, what up?
Welcome to the Maury Show.
Welcome back, folks. Today we have a special episode where we will see if Romeo Montague is the father.
He is the father.
I better be.
He
He is the father.
We have the results, and we will read them right now. Do you want to know?
I need to know.
He is the father.
Okay.
If you've been hanging around Paris.
No, that guy's out of my life.
The results are in. Romeo, you are not the father.
What?
He is the father.
Whoa!
He is the father.
No,
No,
how could you do this? I
He
killed
is.
myself.
No, he is.
I killed myself.
Paris is gone.
Oh my god.
He is. That is the father. This is wrong.
Oh.
This is wrong.
It says
Wrong.
What do you have to say about yourself?
He is the father. This is
Enrique.
Enrique has come. Enrique has come to ask us a question.
Wait, how did the feud affect your relationship?
I was... Pause. Wrong card.
Who?
Clint.
Clint?
Clint.
Clint. Okay, your name is
Clint. Can we go thrift shopping?
What?